Welcome to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment program. Offering you the naked facts about swinging. Here are your hosts, Ed and Phoebe.
Hi, this is Phoebe.
And this is Ed.
Today we're talking about BV, or Bacterial Vaginosis. It's a highly transmittable vaginal infection that you don't want to get while swinging. This episode covers how to perform the Whiff Test, BV risks, why it occurs, contributing factors, things that help, and how to get rid of it.
Now, we understand that this isn't the most sexy topic, but because it's
real
and highly likely that you're going to experience this at least once
Yes.
in your swinging adventures,
Yes.
we thought it was important.
Exactly. So, have you ever been to a swinger party? Been on the bed next to someone and smelled something a little funny? Like, that fishy smell? You may want to perform the Whiff Test.
Yes. And we'll describe that.
Yeah, all right. So, how did we navigate this in the beginning? It was a thing.
It was absolutely a thing, and it was...
Annoying.
Yeah.
All right. I got it. It was annoying. We played with people who had it. I got rid of it. We played with people again who had it, and so on and so on. So there's this cyclical getting it and getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Part of it was the people we were playing with. Part of it was I was taking antihistamines, which was drying me out, which was affecting my pH, was making me more susceptible to BV, and we'll go into that later.
So.
Yeah. Recovery sucks. There's medicine for it. You can't have any alcohol for some of the medicine on one of the medicines. It's messy. You can't have sex. It's all around just a pain in the ass.
Right. Well, it's like being on anything, right? You're on antibiotics for a period of time.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You can't have alcohol during that either.
Yeah, but just you got to remember to take it 3 times a day, and it's a whole regimen, and can't take it without taking food, and anytime you're on medication that's got drug interactions or side effects or whatever, it just sucks.
Alters your routine and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
So I had to educate myself. And we now do the Whiff Test. And
all right. How did you perform the Whiff Test the first time?
So here's the Whiff Test. So you can perform the Whiff Test if you get, you can get close to women. Even if you're not bi, you get close to the woman. Touching is always usually involved, woman to woman. And, you could rub her thigh and, it doesn't really take you don't really have to stick your head down there to smell it. Maybe I have a little bit of a stronger sniffer. I'm a little part dog, but you can pick up on it.
I thought I was part dog.
You can pick on it pretty well. I know. I'm part cat. Meow. So you could do that, touching, caressing thighs and stuff. You'll be able to.
Yeah, especially if she's disrobed, if she doesn't have clothes on, her vagina's exposed, and she's probably getting excited, which means she's getting a little moist, which
and
starts
there's air flowing around and all this stuff.
Exactly.
I know.
And you start to smell sex, and sometimes the smell is
yeah, I know,
a smell and not a beautiful aroma.
I know. It's so sad. One time Ed was fingering a woman, and I could smell it on Ed's fingers when he came up to caress my face and kiss me, and I was like, oh no,
BB,
no, I'm taking a break. bathroom break, ran to the bathroom.
Washed the hands.
I'm like, Ed, take the bathroom break with me.
Happy birthday song.
Yeah.
Soap.
Yep.
Scrub the fingers.
Yes, definitely. And at the end of this episode, we're going to talk about how to get rid of all this, how to get rid of a situation with other people so that you don't have to hopefully encounter this unpleasant circumstance.
Cycle. The BV cycle. Dun, dun, dun.
Right. All right. So, what is it really? It's a vaginal infection. It's bacterial vaginosis. It's common, and it can be caused by bacterial imbalance in the vagina, and it's definitely transmittable through sexual contact.
Right.
And it's, really transmittable.
Yeah. So you can catch it naturally, and what happens is, through a series of events, and we'll kind of describe some of that, a woman gets BV, she's got it, and she basically has a super colony of bacteria going on in her vagina. Right. And so anything that kind of samples that pool of bacteria can then be passed on to the next receptive host of bacteria. And vaginas are really good environments for bacteria. There's lots of good bacteria in there that maintain health, but that healthy bacterial environment will also work for bad bacteria too.
Yep, definitely. So it's obviously contagious. It's hard to get rid of. I mean, you can get rid of it. There's medicines and things like that. But if you're got,
But it's pretty easy to have it start back up
again
because you didn't quite get rid of it. Or
yes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't finish your medicine exactly the way you're supposed to, it'll flare up again.
Right.
If you play with somebody else that has it, it'll flare up again. If you're on some other medication that's fucking with your pH, it'll flare up again. So it's really, really annoying. Your partner can transfer it to you via fingers, mouth, penis, essentially skin-to-skin contact. So if you're playing with a bunch of people on the bed and Ed's put his fingers in someone with BV and he puts them in me, boom, I got it.
Right.
And then he puts his fingers in somebody else and then he just spread it everywhere.
Not a good way to spread the love.
No.
It's the wrong kind of spreading.
Yes.
Spread your legs, spread the love, but don't spread the BV.
Right. And male sexual partners of these women carry the bacteria in the penis. So there is evidence of a sexual exchange. This was some research done by Dr. Jennifer Schuford. Multiple partners obviously increase your risk too. So
swinging is a natural environment for this to thrive.
Yes. And it occurs because, exposure to any foreign substance can basically throw off your bacterial balance. Right. You have this nice, happy balance going on inside your body, and your body's, self-regulating, self-cleaning, and the pH plays an integral part in that. And if you get an influx of something that's different, it can't fight it, or your natural pH is off because of other medications or things that you're eating, doing, taking, etc.
Right. So let's get into some of those.
So we're going to get into that. Things that contribute to BV. These do not help and can alter your pH. So,
contributing factors.
Yes. Medications. Antihistamines, which was my big thing.
Right, which we didn't realize at the time, but an antihistamine basically dries out the mucous membranes in your nose, among other things. It turns out the vagina is also a mucous membrane.
Dun, da, da, da.
So your antihistamines are going to fuck your vagina in not a good way.
Right. And I was on them every day. So my seasonal allergies crossed over from once a year seasonal allergies to twice a year seasonal. And then pretty much it was just the whole year I'm a seasonal allergy person. I need the med every day. And so I was taking it every day for a couple years. And then I was running into issues.
Right.
Combined with playing, and then the combination. Birth control pills can, affect your pH, an IUD, and antibiotics also.
Yes.
And I got and a lot of the research that I did is all listed at the bottom of our podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll put those in the references. So I didn't just make this stuff up. I did do my homework.
We'll pull many things out of our butts, but not our research.
Water consumption, you're too dehydrated. So right there, you don't drink enough water. Nobody really does. And you're taking your antihistamine, bam.
Right.
Done deal.
Too much coffee, not enough water, all of that. Dehydration.
Unprotected sex.
Yeah. So semen is alkaline, and it actually encourages the growth of bacteria. So anybody who's playing bareback, you've got pre-ejaculate that's coming out. You have ejaculate that's coming out. So all of that semen is going to throw off a woman's pH, which is really interesting.
Yeah. This I have, well, not while I was swinging, and when I was younger, and I had a boyfriend. I wasn't just sleeping around. But when I'd go from boyfriend to boyfriend, my body actually got used to his semen. But I noticed every time I went from boyfriend to boyfriend, those first initial times where we would have sex, I had a flare-up of BV. And I was like, how weird. And then, my body would kind of resolve it. Right. I was younger. And actually, it just kind of took care of it. But like that next day or so, I smelled really fishy. And I was like, ugh. And I started to notice this pattern. So it was like, I'm very pH sensitive.
Right.
And I used to call it, I'm very semen sensitive. Because I didn't know it was a pH thing at the time. So you can imagine you're playing bareback with a bunch of people.
And then you get this.
Yeah, and you've just got everyone's different, level of alkaline semen stuffed into your vagina.
Right.
That sounded so sexy.
Stick your alkaline in.
Stick your alkaline in me, baby. Lubes. We've talked about lubes before.
A lot.
Yeah. Anything with sugar. Yep. Even silicone. Definitely the coconut oil will fuck you up.
Yep. All changes your pH.
Mm-hmm.
So stick with water-based lubes.
Yep.
It's safer for your toys, and it's safer for your vagina.
I almost thought you said toes. Your
toes. Some people are into that. We're using
really
the toes.
I've had someone who wanted me to stick my baby toe in his nose.
That too.
It was his kink.
There you go.
It was not mine, so I did not.
And, speaking of lubes, going back to lubes.
Yes.
We did a whole podcast on it. It's a great podcast. There's all kinds of details about lubricants and, osmolality and some fun science stuff. So if you like science and you want to talk about sexy lube science,
go check that
one
out. Yeah, it was really good. Beware of sharing lubes. You've got vagina fingers on the lube bottle container, depending on how it's designed. So if you got a pump action lube, it's a little better. But if you've got a squeeze bottle lube, and most everyone doesn't hold the bottle above their hand and squeeze, they tend
the shaft and squeeze.
Yeah. And then they tend to wipe the tip.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the lube, right? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so then that bacteria gets right into your container. So we always bring our own lube and use our own lube, and I don't share it.
I mean, sex is messy to begin with.
Yeah.
But to kind of add this. And we're not trying to make you guys feel like hypochondriacs where you got to worry about all this stuff. But at the same time,
because we do have a good time out there. We do. You just have to be a little careful.
There's some basic hygiene stuff that you want to do. Like, people should wash their junk before they go to a swinger party.
Right. And we always wash up before, we switch partners. And usually, these are in hotel rooms and things like that. So the bathroom's right there. It's only like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
So you just excuse yourself.
A little bit.
And because we tend to play in groups, there's so much action going on. No one really knows. Everyone's always taking a break. Everyone's like stepping in, stepping out.
Right. Tag team. You're in. Right.
But I will say, even with the single couple play, people take breaks all the time. Hey, I need to.
Got to rehydrate.
Bathroom break. Guys
snack.
need to cool down. They've been working hard. Fan needs to come on. Yeah. A little snack break. It happens all the time. So it's easy.
Halftime rub down.
Yeah. But I will say, if you're playing with another couple, just the four of you, you really don't have to clean up because it's just you guys, because there's no one else to like move to.
And you can incorporate all of that in, like have some washcloths ready to go, and everybody can kind of clean up, get the lube off their fingers, that kind of stuff.
I've had
it can be
people
fun.
do that. Yeah, it's nice.
Sponge baths are sexy.
Yes. We talked about antibiotics making your vagina more acidic and can kill the good bacteria.
That's right. Antibiotics kill bacteria, period. That's their whole purpose.
Yep.
It's like chemotherapy. It kills fast-growing cells,
Yeah.
even your cells, not just the cancer cells. So antibiotics, they kill things.
Yes.
So
douching increases vaginal pH and encourages the growth of harmful bacteria. Your menstrual periods, blood is a bit basic and will raise your pH, especially as the tampon or pad sits in place. So you gotta kind of be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hormones, menopause and pregnancy changes it. Baths and showers. If you're using a scented soap or bubble bath, you're gonna run into some issues. I wouldn't recommend it. My gynecologist said stop. She even said stop using soap, period. Just
don't do it.
Water.
Yeah.
But I did that for a while, but then I was weirded out by that. So I got, what is it? The good vibes, good lubes?
Or is it the Good Clean Love?
Good Clean Love. They have a feminine wash. It's all pH balanced. It's great. I've been using it for years. I love it. Big blue bottle. Yeah.
A little squeezy tube thing in the shower. It's not conditioner. Don't use it on your head.
No. Vaginal sprays and deodorants. Bad. Scented detergents for undergarments. Bad. Yeah, so don't be putting your underwear in the dryer with a
dryer sheet.
The Bounce.
Yeah.
Scented.
Oof. No.
That stuff makes me itch.
Yeah, I don't want Forest Fresh vagina.
No.
It doesn't, or Sea Breeze.
What if it was vanilla though?
Yeah,
you
I'd
would
eat
like
that.
the vanilla.
Yeah, I'd eat that. For sure.
Cigarettes can affect it, and last year, alcohols, sugars, refined carbs, even moderate use can just throw that shit off.
Right. So here's some items that can help your pH, at least theoretically. We'll kind of go into some of that. So probiotics and yogurt, you see the commercials all the time. Hey, probiotics, it's good for your lady parts. Actually, I don't think that's the jingle.
No, it's not. But it would be more exciting if it was.
You want your vagina to be fresh?
Ooh, that's
Eat
a new product.
Yogurt.
We should come out with swinger yogurt.
If it worked. So, I mean, not that people don't buy things all the time that don't work or advertise things that don't work.
Right. My own doctor suggested some of this, and then my friend, she claims the product that she uses is on the shelf near the tampons at her local grocery store, and I tried that product and had no success. It was a probiotic, especially for this, I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember either.
But it did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So mileage will vary. I'm sure that some of this works for some people.
For others, not.
For others, not.
Yeah.
So
pumpkin seeds and sweet potatoes, they've got zinc and vitamin A and beta carotene. All these things help. The zinc will help normalize your cycle and regulate some of your hormones. The vitamin A helps stop the spread of infection. Beta carotene is a good antioxidant and prevents cell damage and encourages tissue growth.
That's always good.
Yes. The other thing that I found that I do like, and it did work, is this product that I found at Walmart, and you can probably find it anywhere. It's called Queen V. V as in Victor.
What's the V stand for?
Vagina.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yes. Or vulva. I don't really know, but either way, it's perfect.
I'll take either one.
And it's boric acid, and it sounds obscene, like acid. But
like a horror movie.
Right? I'm sticking acid in my vagina. But it's this little capsule, and you push it up in your vagina, and it helps fix your pH. So if you're off, this will bring it back into that natural balance and kind of help your body,
right,
take care of anything that's going on.
It basically alters the pH from being basic to being more acidic, which is really healthy for the bacteria that are in your vagina.
Yep.
So
it's like a reset.
Yeah, it's creating an ecosystem where they can flourish.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So, you think maybe you slept with someone and had some BV or something else is going on. It doesn't, maybe right after your period, you don't smell as fresh. You could pop one of those in and it puts your pH balance back in the right spot where it needs to. All right. How do we get rid of it? Well,
with patience.
Yeah. The Queen V could help if you're right on top of it, and it all depends on you, where you're at, what your hormones are doing. Are you in menopause? Are you not in menopause? Or what's going on? Are you on antibiotics? Whatever things are going on, it can help, but prescription medicine is really the big guns and is going to take care of it. There's 2 products. The first one can be oral or vaginal and can be messy. You can't have sex for 7 days if you're doing the vaginal. If you're taking it orally, you can't have any alcohol. And we keep learning how to pronounce this thing, and we failed. It's
a terrible name because it's very difficult to pronounce, but I'm going to try it. Metronidazole. Metronidazole.
Oh, that's it. Metronidazole. But I like Metrodazzle.
Yeah, Metrodazzle's way cooler.
Right? Doesn't it sound better?
And it's perfect for a vagina. It's dazzle.
It's dazzle.
It's like you got your
dazzle
parts
vazazzle.
Bedazzled.
Dazzle vazazzle.
In the metro station. I don't know. That maybe it's a New York thing. I don't know.
And then you have your clindamycin, also can be messy. No sex for 7 days. Although we did a couple times, I couldn't take it anymore. So on day 6 or 7, I'm like, just put a condom on so you don't get the medicine all over you because I have to have you.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a rough job, but somebody's got to do it.
So it works, but it's a frustrating thing to deal with.
So we've been talking about BV and, how it has a particular odor to it, and it's not exactly a fresh smell. But the converse of that, the inverse of a BV vagina is not a odorless vagina.
Correct.
Your vagina should smell and taste like something. It shouldn't taste like a freshly cleaned countertop or something where it's just completely tasteless.
Yeah.
It should taste like something.
Yeah. And a healthy, pH balanced vagina is more likely to have a slightly metallic taste, indicating its acidity, which I find is fascinating.
And, I mean, who doesn't like the taste of a nice, healthy vagina?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I love the taste of my vagina, especially when it's on your face.
Oh, yeah, I love the taste of your vagina on my face, too. Especially when I've got like a mustache or a goatee going, and I can kind of save it for
the
a few
next
hours.
Day, yeah, at breakfast, and you're like, coffee and vagina from last night.
Nothing like pussy in the morning.
Yes.
Avoiding these foods will reduce your other non-BV related odors. So there's things that you can eat that will either help your flavor or, in this particular case, hurt your flavor. Mm-hmm. So asparagus, broccoli, and onions, probably things like garlic, not the best things for sexy time. So probably avoid them a couple days before you go and play.
Exactly. Your spouse, mate, probably more forgiving, but your new play couple, maybe avoid those.
Yeah. And, you know, some of the foods that tend to provide a nice taste to them, things like pineapple.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we've heard
Oranges.
that for not only vaginal taste, but also for semen.
Mm-hmm.
So pineapple, not a bad thing to have 24 hours before.
Yep. 24, probably, yeah, even 48 hours. I think it takes like 2 days to get through your system.
There you go.
So start eating up.
Eat a little pineapple. Something tropical in your mouth.
All right. So everyone's dying to know. Like, you're in this situation. You're in a play situation. How the hell do you get out of it? What happens? Like, you smell it, and then what? Like, you're in a group play situation, right? We kind of described a little bit of it earlier. Easiest way is to just kind of wiggle out of it. Move to a different partner. Happens all the time. You share the love.
Right.
With somebody else.
Yep. Get up to get a drink or something. Oh, I'll be right back. Get a drink. And when you come back, you just
go to somebody else. Go to a different flower.
That's right.
Because you're the bee. Bzz. Or a butterfly. Just be mindful, though, of who that new partner was with, because if they were just with the partner you left, then they're not going to be safe either.
Right. I'm picturing 3-card Monty, you know, the card game that they play out on the street corners to kind of hustle you out of money. So it's like, but it's with pussies. So they're like swapping pussies. You got to guess where the BV went.
Yeah. Not exciting.
Yeah, it's not a good game. I mean,
it's not
you're probably going to lose that one.
Yeah. So one time, Ed and I were playing with this group, and we decided that probably no one was safe.
Yeah.
And so, you know, basically what we did was we played with ourselves, and we got to watch some really hot sex. We got to participate in other ways that didn't include, you know, penetration.
Right. So,
you know, you have fingers, right? And you can touch and probe and kiss. And so, I mean, we still had a great time, and no one was offended, and there was plenty to go around. So it was easy to navigate.
Good time was had by all.
It was.
Now, single couple play is a little trickier because you've only got one other couple
in the room.
You can't avoid them all night. It's just awkward, especially when they're in your living room. Where did they go? I don't know.
Are they coming back?
Yeah, they're in the bathroom a really long time. So asked to take a break, and you know, this is probably a good conversation between the women.
Yeah,
it'll come. It will be less awkward if it's a woman having this discussion.
Yes.
than the husband. It can be awkward no matter how you try and spell it out, but it's just being honest. And we've never tried this. We've never done this. I don't think we've had this situation personally, but no. I can imagine it happening. So we're trying to do the hypothetical here.
Right. And my best advice is, deliver your message as compassionate as you can and really make it about you and your issue and needing to stay BV free, because it is about you and your health, and you're standing up for yourself. And I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate that your play partner, she has BV, she may not know it. Maybe her nose can't detect it.
Right.
It's not her fault. I mean, it's annoying, and, have compassion for her situation. She didn't knowingly step into the room going, yeah, I mean.
Have some of this.
Right? So you have to be really sensitive, towards her, because it can be embarrassing.
And I am absolutely positive that a lot of women are not even aware of what is going on with their bodies, their vaginal health.
So, some know, maybe. I don't know.
Some do, some don't.
I mean, we just watched a show the other day. The lady didn't even know she was pregnant until 7 months in.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life.
Yeah.
For real, legit. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
It happens. And I mean, this is stuff that if you hadn't heard it in a podcast, you may not have heard about it.
Right.
You just thought it was,
la, la, la,
I have a stinky hoo-ha. But it's fixable.
It is fixable. And, maybe you could say, I want to let you know that I've had BV several times before. I don't have it anymore, but I recognize the pH imbalance in other women. Do you think you might have it? And then you can kind of navigate through the conversation there, and then say, well, I don't know if I want to take that risk tonight, but I'd love to play with you guys again, or we could do something else this evening. Ed could always, well, you have a condom, but there's still kind of that risk of, you'd have to wash up really good.
Right.
Afterwards.
Right.
And I probably wouldn't.
You
do anyway. We
risky.
Practice that, actually.
Yep.
You always wash up before you ever have sex with me after you've been with somebody else. You wash really good.
It's just a good habit.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Your body is an amazing organism that fights off attacks all day long. So don't stop having sex with others, but be mindful of the risks and the health of your body. You may not get BV in the playroom on the first night swinging with others on the cruise, but by day 5, 7, you might. Why? Oh, let's see. 8 different partners and their bacteria, 5 different lubes, condoms with spermicide, dehydration from being in the pool all day, and drinking, lack of sleep gives you reduced immunity.
Yep.
Not eating what you normally eat, drinking all day long. You get the picture.
Right. So drink less, drink more water, take naps, and eat your veggies.
You put that in there.
I did.
That's funny. The Whiff Test is easy to perform and easy to wiggle out of sex with another couple, especially if it isn't one-on-one. And if it is, again, be mindful and compassionate with the communication you deliver. Please be sure to check out the references, because there's some great stuff, great facts. But if you don't want to, and you want to replay our episode over again because you just loved it so much, feel free to do that too. Remember to like and review us on iTunes.
And subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Before you turn off our podcast to take care of all the vanilla things pulling you away, please reach out and give us a review. I know mashing a star is so much easier, but a review is so much better for sharing your love of what we're doing with others. We would appreciate it. If you want to share a personal story, ask us questions, or share your comments, you can contact us at swingeruniversity@gmail.com. Check us out at swingeruniversity.com, where you can find links to our Twitter and Instagram feeds. Thank you for listening to Swinger University, your horizontal enrichment podcast.